Welcome to Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time showcast. I am your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-hosts, Jen Isgro, Tom Kokoza, and his new laptop. How you doing tonight, Jen?
I'm doing great. I feel like I had something that I wanted to talk about, and it just went right out of my head. So, we're here.
We're queer.
We're not queer. I was going to say we're not queer. Yeah, so welcome to our show. Anybody new? We had a lot of new people joining our Discord, so if any of you are new, welcome. Welcome to the oldies as well. Thank you for being extra supportive. The people who've been here.
That's not a term of endearment. Welcome
oldies?
to the oldies.
You know what I mean? The newbies.
What is this, CBS FM?
Balls.
No, like the...
We play your favorite oldies.
Standby people that are always here. Thank you to everyone. And I'm going to pass it back to you, Joe.
I'm going to pass it to Tom and see how Tom's doing.
Jen don't want me to talk about myself. Sick of it. Too many years.
More.
I'm doing well, Joe. It's a fun week, as you mentioned. I got a new laptop. Everyone who listens to the show over the last few weeks have probably been like, oh wow, Tom's been really quiet for 5 minutes, and that's because my computer has been rebooting in the middle of us recording. So yeah, after it died this week, I was like, oh, I gotta get a new one. Just came in yesterday. Look at it. It's on. I haven't been.
Look at it.
Look at it. Beautiful.
Show it to the camera, Tom.
Show us.
Okay.
What? You can? I didn't think that was possible. Oh, look at it.
Yes.
Wow.
So Jen asked before we did the show, she's like, oh, what kind of computer do you, or maybe Joe asked, I don't remember. And I was like, oh, it's same computer.
Same computer I bought the last 2 times since I've started this podcast.
a more modern version of it.
That's true.
Yeah, but
the next generation or the newer model.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, let's do a show tonight though.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, but I'm not sure what yet, so that'll be interesting. We're doing a little free-for-all show because I think it was a busy week for everybody. I think, we didn't really get a proper topic together. And then we were trying to figure out if there were any characters we haven't deep dived into yet that were cast. And Tom brought up Elaine, which I think you brought up last week before the show started, and we were like, no, or maybe it was Jen.
I also don't remember doing.
Yeah, we did an Elaine episode, so we weren't going to talk about Elaine again. So unless you want to talk about Elaine again, but I think I've had enough.
We'll talk about her tonight.
I couldn't find an episode title that would have been related to her, so there must have been some news or something that happened that week that the episode title was about.
So the Elaine episode was, and now I'm going to break everybody's nonsense up. We did it.
So we talked about this already. I said it must have been while my computer was restarting because I wasn't in that conversation.
It was a long time ago. So this was 60, 65, 66 episodes ago. This was back in
over a year ago.
February of last year we talked about Elaine.
That's like 2 years ago.
And what was it called?
I don't know what the name of the episode is. I don't have the titles in my notes here.
Oh, I'll find it.
I'll find out.
You can go look. It was episode 131 if you want to go look it up, Jen.
Oh, I'll just go on the web. Oh, no.
No, I'm just telling you, if you go on the...
I got it.
Oh, he's got it. What is it?
No.
Oh,
I will have it in mere moments.
You don't have it. You're gonna have it.
Yes, I'm gonna have it.
He's gonna have it every week.
But while Tom's looking that up, Jen, what's happening?
Oh.
Tom, did you find it?
Yeah, well, you can do the what's happening, and then
I thought that was like a sad reaction. Oh, what's happening?
Go ahead, Tom. He didn't like the name of the title.
What is it?
No, I'm embarrassed that I missed it because it's clearly about her. I do like the name of the title. It's Lady Elaine. Lay across my big brass bed.
All right, Jen.
Okay.
What's happening?
Happy early birthday to America. This is what's happening. There was a ton of stuff happening on social media this week, but most of it had to do with gorgeous cast members posing during their press junkets. So we'll talk about that later in the news segment. However, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this week's hashtag Hen News. Juliet Howland writes, I haven't had much time to be at home in the garden with the girls recently, so today I took some work outside and they joined me. Maple, Perry Hen, Avi, and Nevy. My mini Maple, though now far from mini, sat beside me. She is very sadly partially blind now following an illness 3 weeks ago. The same illness that little Rue had. It was awful at first as she could hardly see at all, and she nearly met her maker. But she's now doing amazingly well. She's finding her way around. Both coops have been adapted to her needs. And though she pecks at air quite a lot, she eventually finds her food and water. And beautiful Pollyanna was a wonderful guide chicken to her in the first week. They stuck together, and if Pollyanna ate, Maple followed the sound and found her way to the food, too. The same with water. Fascinating to watch. Hens are amazing. Go, Maple. Perry Hen is loving life and spread herself out in the sun on the ground beside me. Avi, with a very muddy face, my funny, quirky Avi, popped up beside me on one side, and Nevi then popped up on the other. I don't think she likes selfies. But my darling Pollyanna was tucked away in the shade. She is very unwell, and it looks like it's either an internal abscess or cancer. Doing all I can, but it's not looking great. She has amazed us in the past, though, so fingers crossed emojis, lots of those. So just to start off, she hasn't had a lot of time to spend with her hens lately. So maybe a certain Two Rivers mom is preparing to go back to her village? Maybe?
Ooh.
We hope?
Well, right, we talked about last week, right, that extras casting call for August for soldiers and villagers for like a week-long shooting, which we all surmised was the, something going on in the Two Rivers, whether it's the battle, the big battle in the Two Rivers, or just other scenes in the Two Rivers. We should follow Juliet's whereabouts in August and see if she goes dark for a bit.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep
That
an
sounds
eye on
creepy.
her.
Okay, I didn't mean
follow
it to
her
be
around.
creepy.
Not physically.
Yeah,
See where she goes.
there's people we hire to do that for us.
If we don't see hen news for
We're not creeps.
6 weeks,
We just hire them. No,
maybe we'll know
I'm only kidding.
that
We don't hire
she's not
anybody.
home.
It's just I feel like they should do a documentary about Juliet Howland and her hens, and I would watch it every day.
Maybe we should do it.
We should do it. I've never done a documentary, but I'm sure
A
we can do
documentary.
Oh boy.
it. Oh boy.
Shut it down.
What would it be called?
Would
Would it just be called hashtag
Hen
Hen
News.
News, the documentary? Hashtag Hen News, the documentary.
Yes.
Sure. There you
I
go.
don't know.
A documentary. I mean,
Documentary.
you don't want to be so presumptuous to say that it's
The
the
only
only one.
It'll be the only documentary,
I want to Google
the
that, please, and
preeminent
see if it comes up.
documentary.
Documentary.
It's just this is kind of sad that her
Not coming up.
that
Yeah.
is it Maple?
Yes.
Is,
Maple. Well, Maple is the one that went partially blind.
Yeah.
But Pollyanna's the one that's sick again, and she was one that had the egg yolk peritonitis a couple of weeks ago too.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know if this is related to that or if this is something
I don't know.
unrelated.
We need to get a vet on the show one day.
Yeah, we do.
Tell us
Like
all about hens.
specifically a
We'll have to
chicken
get a vet
vet.
for the documentary for sure.
You know, it'd be great if we get Juliet on the show one day.
We can
Let's
get
keep our
Dr.
fingers crossed
Pole.
on that one.
We'll get Dr.
Dr.
Pole on the
who?
show. Dr.
Dr.
Pole.
Pole.
Yeah.
Dr. Pole.
He's a veterinarian. He has a TV show. It's quite entertaining. My dad likes to watch it, so I went over to my parents' house one day and he was watching it, and I was like, "What is this we're watching?" And it was like I guess a marathon or whatever, and I was like watching. I'm like, "Oh wow, this is actually kind of entertaining." He's like a vet in like Minnesota or
Oh, I've never seen the show.
Michigan?
I thought it was Alaska because there's always snow.
no, it's like Michigan. Maybe it's Michigan. Yeah. But he's a vet and he deals with all kinds of animals, farm animals and domestic animals. Like someone even brought in their pet rat to him.
Wow.
So there you go. Anyway,
Interesting.
let's move on from that.
Well, that was it.
Oh,
Okay, forget it. No, let's keep moving.
There's no time.
Welcome back to another edition of Where's What Origins. And, oh, wow. I actually have something to share with you all. We got our hands on the script. We don't know if it's the real script or if it's the final script, but a script, a version of the script for one of the missing What Origins episodes. Now, don't ask me how I got it, because I'm not going to tell you. But what we're going to do for you now is we're going to read the script. We're going to do a table read of the script for one of the missing Where's What Origins. I'm sorry, what? Now I'm just saying Where's What Origins. One of the missing What Origins episodes. All right, so here it is. We got news for you, finally. I'm going to tell you the name of the episode. Give me 1 second. It is called Legacy of the Golden Sun. All right, here we go. We're gonna read through this. I'm gonna set the mood for everybody here. Some music. All right. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Now I'm ready.
Interior, Malkier Village, day. A peaceful village in the kingdom of Malkier. Children play in the streets, while adults tend to their daily chores.
In the age when darkness crept across the world, there existed a kingdom known as Malkier. It stood as a beacon of hope and strength against the forces of the shadow.
Exterior, Malkier city walls, day. The city walls of Malkier, tall and imposing, protect its people. Brave soldiers patrol the walls, their banners bearing the golden sun of Malkier fluttering in the wind.
For centuries, the kingdom of Malkier thrived, guarded by courageous warriors who dedicated their lives to defending their land.
Exterior, Malkier Royal Palace, day. Inside the Grand Malkier Palace, King Alar, a noble and wise ruler, addresses his council of advisors.
The shadow grows stronger, my friends. Malkier must stand strong against the encroaching darkness. We shall not falter.
Exterior, Malkier Borderlands, day. Warriors in golden armor, led by the legendary warrior Lan Mandragoran, prepare for battle at the borderlands of Malkier.
Among those warriors was Lan Mandragoran, the uncrowned king of Malkier. With his unwavering spirit and fierce determination, he inspired hope in all who fought alongside him.
Exterior, Malkier Battlefield, day. The battlefield is a chaotic scene of swirling shadows and clashes of steel. Malkier's warriors fight valiantly, but they are outnumbered by the dark forces.
But despite their valor, the forces of the shadow proved overwhelming. Wave after wave of Trollocs and Dreadlords crashed upon the kingdom's defenses.
Interior, Malkier Royal Palace, night. King Alar and Queen Isamaya, both wounded, stand atop the palace ramparts, watching as the city burns and their people evacuate.
Our kingdom, our people, we must ensure their survival.
Malkier will not perish, my love. We shall forge a new path, a new hope.
Exterior, Malkier Ruins, day. Years have passed. The once proud kingdom of Malkier lies in ruins. The golden sun banner, tattered but still flying. A young child orphaned by the fall stares at the wreckage with determination.
Malkier may have fallen, but its spirit endured. Its legacy lives on in the hearts of those who remember.
Exterior, Malkier Hills, day. The child, now grown, stands on a hill overlooking the land that was once Malkier. He takes up a sword and raises it high, the golden sun reflecting in his eyes.
For the fallen kingdom of Malkier, its people and their sacrifices shall forever echo through the wheel of time.
Fade out. And there it is, people. One of the lost What Origins episodes. Now, I did notice there were some interesting inconsistencies with this. Yeah, Lan was there fighting.
Yeah, I didn't know as a baby, he led an army. That was pretty cool.
Apparently, he led an army as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I also noticed that they had the name of Lan's parents wrong. King Alar and Queen Isamaya. I believe his parents' names are Akir and Liana. So I don't know what these people are doing. I guess they're changing the history. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's not what I expected. I guess I go with that. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Like when land's like on the, I guess it's land right at the end, on the hill with the sword. Like, wouldn't he be in the middle of the blight then if he's looking over like his kingdom? Like the hills are in the blight. Show.
It's like a really tall hill that's like up out of the blight. We didn't see that on the show, but
so I have a
it's
theory.
like so high, it's out of the branches.
Maybe this is an earlier version of the script, and they created the whole thing and then realized it was all bullshit and wrong. So then they had to redo it, and that's why we haven't gotten the episodes.
Like, wait a second,
this is all bullshit and wrong.
that sounds like the dialogue that's in this scene.
Oh, any day now, we will get the episodes, the real episodes, and this segment will die.
No.
Like the Kingdom of Malkier did.
But then it will rise again.
It may. It may. I'm sure it will. Oh, that was a wonderful reading. Thank you both for that. All right. Let's talk about some news. We do have a little news to talk about, although it's not too interesting or exciting. But we're going to talk about it anyway. No, actually, it is exciting. So the Wheel of Time had its press junket this past couple of days. We saw lots of posts of people in the media. They were posting on social media that they were going to be interviewing the WAT cast members for the press junket. We saw some cast photos. Madeline Madden posted some photos, and Kira Coveney posted. I think even Yosha and Marcus posted some stuff on their Instagram stories. So this is exciting. People got to talk to them, which means that we're getting really close, which we already know, right? We're officially about 2 months.
2 months.
2 months
from the
wow.
Yeah, from the release date. So
I don't want to wish away the summer, but
yeah. So I wanted to ask you both: do you think we're getting? Is this a sign that we're going to be getting the trailer very soon? Because that's what I was trying to figure out.
I mean, I hope so. I think that it's a sign that maybe they're starting to at least ramp up marketing a little bit more. And I mean, I think we'd have to at least get the trailer by August 1st, right? Like at least a month out. So yes. I think it could be any time between now and then.
I asked Geeky Ari what the timeline was from when they did the press junket for season 1 to the trailer, and it was 20 days. Now, not that that's obviously doesn't mean it has to be 20 days, but that would bring us into July 20th or so. Is it going to be that long before we get it? Tom, do you think we're going to get it soon? I thought we were going to get it by the end of June, so I was clearly wrong.
Yeah, no, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if it did come next weekend. I don't know if they're gonna do it 4th of July weekend, which I guess technically this is. I hope, and this is more selfish hope than anything else, that it comes before WatCon, so that we have something new and exciting to talk about there. But yeah, I think we're gonna get it soon. Although I also saw this conversation happen a couple of places, and I think that this may be part of it, right? As we know, we've talked about on the show, the Writers Guild of America is on strike. Members of the show are members of that guild, right? Including Rafe. And the Screen Actors Guild will possibly also be on strike soon. If that's the case, then cast members won't be able to promote. Now, so not all the cast members are members of the Screen Actors Guild. Only a few of them are. But usually there's a solidarity that kind of broaches guild lines that happen in this case, and like there's a reason that a lot of the major studios are not going to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year or not have a presence. And that's because they don't know if they're going to have anybody there to promote anything. And they don't want to just have like Kevin Feige there by himself saying, hey, this is what we're doing next year. Right. Or whatever. So I think that there's a little bit of like, hey, let's get press for this now and get it ready and get it kind of banked, and we can use that if we need to over the course of the next 6 weeks or 8 weeks, in case we can't do it before then, right?
Yeah, you mentioned right. A lot of the studios have kind of pulled out of San Diego Comic-Con, but Amazon has not.
No,
they're gonna still be there. So they're still doing something about the Wheel of Time. We don't know what, but and we don't know who. But Amazon did not pull out of the San Diego Comic-Con, so we will be getting something there from them. So, I mean, that's good for us, not good for, I guess, SAG. But, I mean, SAG they haven't gone on strike yet, so.
No,
I
it's
think
just a possibility. In our chat right now, Jen Sedai said that she's in both SAG and the Writers Guild of America. So every studio is trying to record voice actors, do press junkets, etc., before the possible SAG strike. Yeah, I mean, there's one thing. It's one thing, and it's an annoying thing if the writers and showrunners of your show are not allowed to promote their properties. You can kind of get around that if you need to, but if like the star power in front of the camera is not there to do interviews or do anything else, that really kind of puts a hamper on things. And I do think that Amazon is very invested. I know that some fans of the show feel that they wish that Amazon put the Rings of Power push behind the Wheel of Time. But I think that Amazon's really invested in the show, and I think they don't want something else to kind of negatively impact it. And if they can get all this out of the way now and get like stuff recorded and get stuff whatever, then they can kind of use that. If they can't, if something bad happens, bad, whatever. If they can't have actors there, at San Diego Comic-Con, they can show interviews that were previously recorded and like use that as a I don't know, as something to spin off and discuss.
Yeah, they could do a video package and then have producers there, which might be what happens. We could, I mean, that could be the trailer release as well. Right? Because that's July. It's around July 20th, isn't it? Isn't it somewhere in that area? I feel like it's right after WatCon, I believe. So yeah, I mean, and if they don't have actors or Rafe or anybody to promote the show, that's the perfect time to release a trailer. That's the perfect time for marketing to do their thing, release trailer, things like that. So, interact with the fans on social media. So just saying, it's an opportunity. But like we said, the actors have not gone on strike yet, or have not gone on strike. I shouldn't say yet. It doesn't not necessarily going to happen, but keep your fingers crossed that they come to an equitable deal and that doesn't delay anything else, because we want our damn Wheel of Time.
Yes.
But we're getting I think regardless of that, we're still getting our season 2 release.
Yeah. It doesn't impact anything like that. I mean, that what this is impacting is, they're in the middle of production for season 3. So already that impacts like rewrites and things of that nature. And if the actors go on strike, or any of the actors go on strike, especially the principals, I don't know the affiliation of every actor, but I would imagine that Rosamund Pike and Daniel Henney are the Screen Actors Guild. If they're like, well, I'm not going to be doing the show until this is over, that would put an impact on production.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when some of your main characters are part of the Screen Actors Guild. I think we know Daniel Henney is. I'm not sure if Rosamund is, but
I would imagine. So she's been in so many American film productions.
That's true. Yeah. So what is our topic? We don't have one. People in chat, this is where we're gonna ask you to ask us questions, or throw us out some things you want us to talk about. It could be things we've already talked about, things we don't know anything about. We'll just make stuff up. Whatever. We'll make it entertaining. So there's a lot of people in chat here. So somebody give us something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be quiet until somebody gives us something to talk about to make it uncomfortable.
Shout it out. Just sit here. Okay. This is great.
It's like a staring contest in chat.
Okay, good. A question.
Oh, Wolfbrow, thank you. Whew. I was starting to sweat here. Oh, there's another question too. Let's go. Let me make sure I copy these down before chat blows up and I lose them.
Oh, it's blowing up.
Blow it up, chat. Blow me.
Okay.
All right. Wolfbrow asks, will there be an adaptation of New Spring? So I think we have an answer for this, right? Wasn't this a question that was asked to Rafe like years ago, or like early on before maybe even filming started? I don't have the official answer, or the quote or anything anywhere, but I believe Rafe said that they were going to be using parts of New Spring and sprinkling them in like that, into the series. So we might get some, little bits and pieces and clips, maybe some cold opens. Maybe we get a cold open with a scene from New Spring. It seems very possible that we might get something in season 2, since we've got that Moraine Land storyline that doesn't exist in the books, or at least we don't know it exists in the books. That they could draw on some New Spring stuff there. What do you guys think?
I feel like we already got some New Spring stuff between their Swan and Moraine's relationship. We got Karenni, who's a character from New Spring, and so just that kind of backstory of nothing specific from New Spring, but just them being together and their relationship. I think we could definitely say is from New Spring, and I definitely think we're gonna get Moraine family stuff. I think we can pretty much say 100% that we're getting Moraine family stuff in season 2 when she's back in Carian.
Oh yeah, because we have her older sister cast. Did we talk about Lindsay Duncan?
No.
Oh my God, we forgot a piece of news to talk about. Oh my Lord, this is how busy the week's been that we didn't even know about that. Watts series kind of snuck this in there. Yeah, let's talk about this really quick, because somebody also asked a question about how we think Moraine's older sister is going to play into this. So let me pull up the article. So Watts series reported that Lindsay Duncan will be appearing in season 2 of The Wheel of Time, and she's going to be playing Anvair. So you might be like, who's Anvair? That is full name. Anvair Damodred is one of Moraine's older sisters who, quote, cared for nothing but hawking and horses and had a terrible temper. So there we go. We have Moraine's older sister. This clearly is going to play into that backstory, or at least those scenes we're going to get with Moraine. How do you think, Tom, this plays into season 2 with Moraine's older sister? What kind of interactions are we going to get with that?
So I think you're going to see a few things here. One, I think you're going to see the truth behind Moraine's fallen house statement in season 1. I think you're probably going to get some bitterness and recrimination from the sister that Moraine abandoned their family and abandoned her obligations to Carian for the tower. And there's going to be some little bit of dramatic play in that. You're also going to see, I think, through her sister and the way that, I think Moraine and her relationship with her sister is going to be kind of part of the Dies de Mar of Carian is going to be shown, and how everyone there is just manipulating all the time and all the rest of that stuff, and they'll give you kind of insight into how Moraine's wired like that too, and she just basically tries to channel it towards good causes. So I think that's the basic thing, but I think it gives her, some sort of dramatic foil to play off of to get, insight into her character beyond this quest.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jen?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it's just going to be like a one episode thing for her sister. I'm trying to think of how long I think they're going to spend on that Maureen Kyrie Ann storyline, and like at what point does she meet back up with Rand? Is it like all the way at the end of the season? Is she like, I don't know. There's just like, I feel like it's a lot of episodes to fill for her. I think like maybe she won't be in one episode.
Maybe we'll get an episode or like a part of an episode like 8 where they just cut to land for a second and he looks at the towers of Malkir and then that's it. That'll be entire episode.
No, I mean she really wasn't very much in episode 3. She was just like laying there. She was in it, but she was unconscious.
Yeah, she was unconscious.
So like there could be an episode without her if we needed it. Like if we wanted to focus on the other stories more.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna put her in Kyrie Ann, obviously we've got Barthanes, right? Her cousin,
right,
or uncle. Sorry, is Barthanes her uncle or cousin? I can never remember.
I think it's her cousin. I thought cousin, but I'm not sure.
But I don't know if he's her uncle. I mean, he looks to be. Will Tudor's much younger than her, but with these royal noble lines, your cousin could be 10 years or 15 years younger than you. And your husband as well.
Like I'm wondering if Rand is gonna go with her to like, are they gonna do like Barthanes' manor, or is Barthanes gonna just be like a one-off throwaway? And
well, if there's no horn involved, right? Rand's not involved in any hunt for the horn. Why would he go to? Well, I guess the reason to go to Barthanes' manor would be Moiraine, right?
Yeah,
Moiraine would go to Barthanes' manor. Meet her sister. I don't know. I
maybe
guess she'll
her
get some of the
sister
backstory.
is the one who hits on Rand at the manor.
Yes. Oh, instead of Brienne Taberwin.
Yeah.
So what about this, right? I feel like if we're going to Kyrie Ann and we're going to get involved into some of Moraine's family history, we're probably going to get some information about Laemon, right? King Laemon and the Aiel War and how all that went down.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't go into real detail about it, it's just like give you a little bit about it. And we'll probably get information about, the leadings up to Moiraine going to the White Tower and how maybe we'll even get we'll even hear about, and this is a good way to bring in Laemon is, right, when Laemon was killed, right, wasn't the Aes Sedai like possibly thinking about putting Moiraine on the throne of Kyrie Ann, and that's partially the reason why she left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they could go into that as well. I think there's a lot you could do with it.
Yeah. Also, the Laemon story, the Aiel could also like tell part of that in a different scene.
Yeah, you could have it come up in multiple scenes from multiple different sources, from different sides of the fight too, right? You get the you'll get the the Aiel storming the Dragon Wall and hundreds of thousands of Aiel attacking, and then you get the Aiel side of it. It was like, no, that was just a raid to kill.
And they just turn around and leave. We're done here.
That was only like what, 4 clans, 5 clans?
4 clans, not even, yeah.
Nothing.
It's not even half of the Aiel forces. All right, I want to move on to another question. Let's see. Will season 2 have Elaida and Swan scene at the end or in season 3? Oh, okay. So will there be an Elaida or Swan scene at the end of season 2 or in season 3? Anyone have thoughts on that?
I think it's season 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. Now that we know Natasha isn't playing Elaida, and with the Rafe quote about who he wants to see in the future, or who he's excited to see, and him saying Elaida, I'm all in for Elaida season 3.
Yeah, I think all signs are pointing to her in season 3. Even when Rafe did that video, the Jordan Con video, it sounded like she wasn't in the show yet. Like the way he talked about her, like he said he was looking forward to seeing her. And he didn't look like he was trying to, be careful with his words. I think it was just him genuinely looking forward to seeing her, which seems like season 3 to me. I think also that's too early to put it in the show. There's a lot going on. and when they're basically combining 2 books already, and there's going to be a lot of stuff crammed into it. So I think the pacing should feel much better. I just hope it's not too rushed. So like episode 1.
Yeah, I think you can't. I just reread The Shadow Rising, and I don't think you can do the Tower Coup storyline appropriately if everyone doesn't know that the Dragon Reborn is there. Like, that has to be a public event, and then people have to find out that she probably knew about him before he declared, and like that's the main thing. And so I don't think you can do it. Like, I think you do it before the end of this season, right?
Yeah.
And with that, I don't think you're going to cast somebody who's going to be a main character on your show to have like a cameo, like post credits tease, which is what I originally thought that they might do, something like that. They might end the season with like her being woken up, but yeah, I don't think you do. I think you spend this season with her making more desperate like decisions to I think if she sends the daughter heir of Andor out of the tower to help Black Aja, and that gets discovered as well, that gives a little bit more meat to the bones.
Well, she doesn't send her out though, right? Elaine just kind of tags along.
I know, but
the first time, right? Then the second time, I think she does actually send her.
And for a penny and for a pound. But like, I think you could add that in, especially and use that Elida has the relationship to Andor piece of it. Like, we've theorized possibly that that's how Elida gets involved, is nobody knows where Elaine is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And she gets sent to go find out, and that leads to, you know.
Yeah, I was hoping that we get Elida this season, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get her. It would have been nice to do a little bit more of the setup for the Tower Coup. So
I think now that, I mean, we have Leandrin, we have a lot of other villains, so maybe Elida would just be like too much. Another, like,
well, I don't know if she would be much of a villain in this season.
A foil though, like for Swan. So maybe it's like once we get rid of Leandrin out of the tower, then you bring Elida in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Another red. We bring in another red to dislike.
Yeah.
Although I'm still on the Leandrin will be Alviarin on this show.
You know, it's funny. Kate Fleetwood kind of reminds me a little bit of Alviarin. Like, I thought she would play a great Alviarin. So,
yeah, I think she's too good to just become like some person who'll be like on an episode a season for the next 6 seasons or whatever it is.
But how could they not know? You know what I mean?
Because they never go back.
But
the only people,
like,
and you don't even have to have that. You don't even have to have the girls know that she betrays them, right? She can lead them through. The Shanshan are there,
part of the ambush. Like, she's ambushed as well, and just run away.
She runs one way and goes back, and like, you can see, the audience can see that she's in on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, after they're captured, you can see her having a conversation with Soroth or whatever. You'd be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then, but they don't know, and they think that she's just captured or she got away or whatever. And so that you, the audience, knows something that none of the characters do, I think is a cool thing for a show to play with. And again, to me, like, I love Alviarin. She's like, she's one of my favorite Aes Sedai in the books, honestly.
I just want to smack her.
I know she's very bad, and I'm not saying
she's a snotty little bitch,
but I think she's terrific as a character. But you've got to save somewhere, and you've already got this great villain that you've built on the show.
So then, I don't know why I'm starting to go down this rabbit hole, but I have to do it. So if Leandrin's still not known to be Black Aja, and she's doing the Alviarin role, that means she's going to go back to the tower. Are there other? So do Elaine and Nynaeve still go to Tanchico to hunt Black Aja? It's just different ones. And I mean, that's easy to do. You can just make other ones.
Yeah, I think you do something where, like, you do something where that's what their message, that's what their plan is. And as they're going to try and execute that, Leandrin's like, I was given orders to do this as well. Let's go. And then, oops, secretly, I am one.
It makes sense, too, for her to be Elida's keeper, as in, like, another red.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, Jen.
But I still, like, I'm talking on the side of the chat about how I actually think that she's going to be Galena, not Alviarin, but...
Oh, wow.
Like, merge her with Galena.
You can merge a bunch of red Black Aja sisters. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. But I guess I could go either way.
So we got another question in here from Zool. What characters are you each looking forward to seeing the most in season 2? That's a good question. I think I'm trying to remember. I feel like we talked about this once before, and I think I might have said Donald, just because it's a new Matt. Yeah. It's a new Matt, and I'm kind of interested to see him playing the Matt role, like, because we got to see that clip at New York Comic Con, and he looked really good, and he did really well in that one little clip that we saw, and I felt he was more Matt from the books than Barney was. Even though I really liked Barney, and Barney was great, I just felt like Donna was more, he reminded me more of Book Matt and more of my headcanon of Matt. So I'm going to say Matt, and Donald specifically playing Matt.
Am I only allowed to pick one?
Yeah, just one.
Oh. Elaine. If I'm only allowed one. But I have a bunch more that I'm excited to see also.
I'm going to say, I'm going to just be different, I guess. I'm going to say Turok, because I want to see how he sword fights with his fingernails.
Yes, I told you it's going to happen. Those fingernails are going to get cut off really early on in the fight.
Yeah, I want Rand to like curb stomp them. You know?
That's right. You want him to stomp them. I think we're going to get more of like a sword, cutting them off.
No, I want him to break the nails as a symbol of like breaking his and disrespecting his power position.
Just like channel them off.
No, I really want to think where, like, whatever, their swords are on the ground and they're battling, and Rand just snap. The guy's like, ooh.
Oh, I missed a question back here.
The temerity. Yes.
The question from Jen Sedai. Does Maddie wearing green on day 1 of the press junket mean we'll see her playing an Aes Sedai of the Green Aja in season 3? That's a good one. Now I have to ask a follow-up question. Do you mean like Egwene will be playing an Aes Sedai of the Green Aja, meaning she's pretending to be a Green Aes Sedai, or will she actually be one? I'm assuming you mean will she be pretending to be an Aes Sedai of the Green Aja, and I will say yes, although I still don't know how they're getting around the whole ring thing. And if she doesn't take the unaccepted test, she won't even have a ring. So I don't know. I feel like they really painted themselves into a corner with this ring that they designed.
They're going to handle it. Don't worry.
I know, but why even... whatever.
Eel don't even know about the rings. So don't worry about it.
Okay. I think I think there was a very like particular, like deliberate, I'm going to take all of these extra rings in season 1 bit that
she pocketed one.
I just feel like there's so much attention given to them. There are ways that's one. I think that was delivered on the show's part, and they must be realizing this is something they're gonna have to deal with. And 2, there is just like, well, I didn't give them all back. Kind of like, just in case I flunked out, I wanted to keep one as memento, whatever it is.
What if?
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. What if she uses her earth channeling ability to like pull like gems from the ground and then put them in there.
No,
Why not?
that's terrible.
No, it's not. Put it in. Lock it in.
Right. Or she could take a ring from a sister that's captured by the Shanshan. Or
Now she's stealing rings, Aes Sedai rings.
look, one lie
The end of the
only
world.
begets another lie.
I know, right? It's what a lovely web we weave.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I said
When
that right.
first
But
we lie.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not it. But something like that.
fool me once. Shame on you. All right.
I would say I also agree. I think she chose that dress deliberately. I don't.
She did say
No.
in her she mentioned the Green Aja in her
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the
post.
actors have some sense of where their character is going, if not the entire plot line of their characters.
I'm sure that's like one of the early things that like Nynaeve and Madeline Madden asked, like when they found out that they were going to become like Aes Sedai, and they're like, oh, they're probably going to say, oh, what Aja am I going to be? And Nynaeve probably knew. I mean, Nynaeve. Zoe probably already figured it out.
And even Maddie. So.
Zoe probably figured it out. And I don't know, maybe Madeline figured it out too. I don't know.
Well, no, I won't spoil the entire book series. Forget it.
Rar's asking a very disappointing question. Do we
Oh.
agree with Kikiari's thoughts about what origins? And I think that thought is that we're never going to get those scenes or
Yes.
those episodes.
I disagree.
I don't understand if we didn't get them. I mean, we just gave you one, so
So now we're gonna get the other one,
we'll find it.
or maybe next week.
I have
We'll find it.
I have top people working on it. Top people.
Top.
Oh man.
All right, looking through here. Mandar, welcome back, Mandar. We miss you, man.
Yeah. Good to have you back.
Yeah, good to have you back. Are they merging Galad and Gowan? No, I don't think so. I don't think you can.
No.
They're two totally different characters in the sense that they don't even do anything remotely similar, except be
Except
Elaine's
fight Matt.
brother. Yeah, fight Matt. Yes, that's it. After that, though, they just go their different ways. I mean, I don't know how they do that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think they're being merged. I think that they both sure. Like I don't know. I think Galad plays a more important role plot wise and probably like theme wise than Gowan does. And so I think that if you had anybody in the show, you would have to have Galad, and we're pretty sure they have Gowan. So I think they're gonna have both of them.
I have a question that I just thought of. Since we're getting Maureen's family backstory, do you think it will be more in the forefront that like Galad is related to Maureen? Isn't Galad?
Yeah, he is related to her.
So-
She's
but we don't
technically
really
his
talk
aunt
about
or
that.
something like that.
Do you think that will be like more spoken about?
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna go into that whole lineage, and if you have the whole thing where Lan is concerned that he's related to Elaine, I mean, that doesn't have to be in the show at all.
No, but that's the other side of the family. I'm talking about Maureen being related
well,
to
no,
Galad.
no. What I'm saying is they're all damage dreads, though. Is what I'm saying.
Maureen and Galad are damage dreads.
Oh,
but
you're saying Elaine's? It's Elaine's other
Elaine.
side of her family. You're talking about, yeah.
That's the Morghese. No, it's not. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. It's on the other side. It's on. The,
Oh, it's the same side. It's the same side.
Tigraine is.
Forget it. I get confused because of the fact that they have different last names, and I always think it's like the mom, but it's because of Morghese being the queen that they took her last name. I always think like Morghese is Morghese is Galad's mom instead of like
no,
the
she's
dad
not.
being. I forget his first name. What's their dad's first name?
What's his name?
Tarangale. Just
Tarangale,
came
yeah.
back to me. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Tarangale
he's, like, not
married
even
into
in
the
the-
Trakan family.
Right.
He was
Okay.
one of Elaine's uncles. Not Elaine, sorry, Maureen's uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that like Morghese came like out of nowhere and was like no relation. That also like
Yes.
confuses me because I always think she was like related to Tigraine or something. She wasn't at all.
Mayhem asks, who the F is Haley Mills playing? We all have, okay, so Jen and I both had Delius or Vandine or both, or Tom had Flashback Grandma.
Flashback Grandma.
Oh, that's a band name, right? Flashback Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah. Right? Did I think I said she was Maureen's. I think she was going to be like Maureen's
She could be now.
grandmother.
And a lot of damage reds.
I don't know if I want to change my pick. I don't know. I have no
Those
idea.
are locked in.
I have no idea who she's going to be playing.
But like if she goes to Adelaus and Vandine, that would be before Kyrian. Because I feel like she has to go from Kyrian meet up with Rand at Kyrian and then go from there to Falm. She's not going to take Rand with her to see Adelaus and Vandine if she even does that. You know?
No,
it's
that
like
would
maybe she'll
happen
go there
beforehand?
first, and then Adelaus and Vandine are like, "Oh, you have to go back and face your family or something." I don't know why that would work.
Yeah, we don't even know the
something
reason
like,
why
why-
Maureen goes to Kyrian.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have no idea why she's even going to Kyrian. Maybe she left. She has a secret.
It's like an emotional block that she has to like clear herself.
No, don't do
No,
this.
it's not it's not a shield of the power. She has to like face
she
her
actually has a
family and
block.
get over her past, and then she can channel again.
I hope they
changing
don't
it.
do that because that's
I heard
stupid.
they're changing it.
Don't do that. I feel like you come up with these ideas just to make me angry, Jen.
I do. Well, I don't come up with them, but then I see that you're getting angry, so keep going.
I love it. Thank you, Jen. That's why I love you. All right, we've got. This is a spoiler one. Spoiler alert for book 5. If you haven't read all of book 5 and you're, but I mean, we spoil shit all the time. I don't know why I'm giving so much of a big spoiler alert. But
Wolf people who joined. There are people who joined today, our Discord, who have not finished the books yet.
Okay, well, if you haven't gotten past book 5, haven't finished The Fires of Heaven, I'm about to spoil something big from the end of that book. So, earmuffs. Wolfbro asks, how will the show handle Moraine being out of the story for a long time for the latter part of the story? Will they cut out that part and not have her be gone at all?
Oh boy, that's a big change.
Do we cut back to her in Finland
No.
every
Oh,
once
God,
a
no.
season?
I think she should
Just
go.
like them feasting on her. Oh yeah, she's still in there.
I think, but the accelerated timeline of things, right? And how you do it. If she goes away in the middle of season 4, you can reveal.
What if she goes at the end of season 3?
It's not.
No.
It's not gonna happen.
No, stop it.
It's not gonna happen. It's the time. I just reread that book, and my original thought was that the season 3 they're gonna put the first half of book 5's Aiel storylines in season 3 and like end it with like
the Shai coming back over and the fighting the Shadow,
and like there's too much stuff I think that like they need to do, not necessarily with the Aiel storyline really, but with the other stuff that happens in that book, that I think that they're not going to get that far ahead. I do think that is a great episode 4. Sorry, I'm of two minds about it. Of this, I think that either you bring her back earlier, and that may include like a reveal before she comes back that she is capable of coming back. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little vague here, but like, or she doesn't come back.
At all?
at all.
No, she's coming back.
I don't think that you get Rosamund to go, all right, I'll see you in 6 years.
I think actually Rosamund would do this for sure. Like
But she
she
likes
seems
the
really
books.
invested in it and seems really into the story so much so
And-
that I could see, and she's a producer and she can remain a
And if
producer on
they
the show.
could like hide the fact that she came back for people who don't know,
Yeah,
and
I
like
mean,
hope nobody let go of their earmuffs yet. But still, you know what I mean? Like hide her on set and then she just like appears in the episode. Like how awesome would that be?
I mean, a big tell would be if she, right, that happens, or you know, she's gone,
Well, she can't appear. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know,
And
what I
she's
mean?
still
She doesn't
living in
appear, There's a
Prague.
letter. Yeah.
right? She's
Right,
still
well,
living in Prague,
yeah.
like because she moved to Prague because of the show. I mean, I'm sure she still has a house in England. So if she does disappear off the show, or you know, in the story, and she's still living in Prague, I think that might be a sign.
I mean, I'm thinking about like Game of Thrones, like Sean Bean. Like, I mean,
he didn't
come back,
He didn't come back.
but he let the cast like he was like the big star of that show. You
Yeah.
know, like nobody knew who anybody else was. Other people were known actors, but not like
Right.
really well known. And then he left, and it was like, okay, now you guys have to carry it on your own for the rest of it, and she'll come back at
Yeah.
the
So-
end.
Like, yeah, but I mean, okay, if she's not, she's gonna be in season 3, right? So she's got a few more. Like, she got this season, next season, and I think she'll probably be in season 4 as well before
Mhm.
she goes. And you could bring her back in season 7 if
Last
it's an 8-season show.
whatever the last season is when you bring it back.
Yeah.
Beginning of season 8.
No, I think you bring her back at the end of season 7.
Season 7 ends with
Oh
the
no, yeah,
reading
you
of
would
that
have
letter.
to. Yes, yes.
What about
it-
that? Season
you're right.
7 ends with them finding the letter, reading it. And
No, no.
then
Season 7 is would be the rescue.
Season 7 ends with Matt rescuing.
They-
Yeah. Yes.
the end of season 7.
If it's 8 seasons, the whole series.
I
Yes.
think you give. I
That's
think
the end.
you,
That's the way Towers of Midnight ends.
Okay,
I think
alright.
season 7 is books. Is got to be books 11 and 12.
That's a lot of stuff. That's a
You're
lot
not gonna have all
because
that stuff.
the
but you have
Brandon
to have
books,
that-
so much stuff happens in the Brandon books. It's like super sped up. Like
I know, but
everything.
you're not gonna.
I think they just
you're-
cut like books like 8 to like 9 out or 10 out, and they just cut those books out.
I think
the time.
7 to 10 is gonna be so radically condensed. You're gonna be cutting out huge swaths of storyline there.
They're gonna cut. Yeah, they're gonna combine like 4 of those books into one season of TV, because they're
2
just gonna
seasons,
cut out
probably.
storylines because you don't need them.
You're gonna get season 4. I think is gonna end with Dumas
You
Wells,
might as well, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you've got 4 seasons to do books 7 through 14.
Season. You know what season 5's gonna end with? I'm gonna tell you right now. The cleansing of the taint.
Oh, I don't.
Yes. It's gonna
Yeah,
go
maybe.
Dumas Wells, then the cleansing of the taint. That's what the next season's gonna end. How the next season's
Maybe,
gonna end.
and then you have season 6 is like Knife of Dreams and the beginnings of
Parts of
like-
Crossroads of Twilight. and Knife
most of
Dreams.
Crossroads of Twilight happens at the same time as the Taint. It's not gonna
That's
most
true.
or like right after.
Well,
The
that,
first
that
half
all
of it,
that's
at
like
least.
the middle of the book, right?
Yeah, like the first half of it.
Yeah.
So you do the back half of Crossroads of Twilight, Knife of Dreams for season 7.
Yep.
And maybe the beginnings of the Gathering Storm.
I mean, the end of the Gathering Storm's an amazing ending as well.
And the
so-
Gathering Storm is the end of season 7, along with the rescue of like that all happens at the same time. There's not going to be these storylines and those storylines.
Woo!
All of that stuff is season 7.
That's going to be an action-packed season. So
Hope
Yeah,
we get
I think
there.
you could. What?
Hope we get there.
we will.
Well, yeah.
I want to go on to the next question because we still got a lot of questions in here. Tatara asked, discussion question: will season 2 have dialogues about Shanshan omens? Also, will they delve into hierarchy structures of the Shanshan with flashbacks to royalty, aka the Empress? May
Oh.
she live forever. I added that last bit.
I don't think that we'll see her, but I think they talk about her.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to see the Empress. There's no point because the Empress dies anyway, like shortly into the books. There's no reason to meet the Empress.
I don't, or even like Tuan. No, I don't think we'll meet her.
No, I don't think we're going to meet Tuan yet either.
I think we'll have to get a little bit of the hierarchy, but based on like, I don't know, like the fingernails, the hair shaving, like It's
Yeah,
just the Damani and the Soldam. I'm like, they're gonna have to explain like some of that a little bit.
I think so
definitely
too.
We're gonna get part of that.
I agree. I think we'll get something. I don't know about the omens. I'm not sure about that. We might. It'd be a fun thing to put in there. It'd be a good plot device for people to do things like why are you doing this? There was an omen.
Mm-hmm.
A bird farted on my father. That's an omen.
Oh, we all know that one.
Yes, we all know that one. It means you're gonna, I don't know, dinner's gonna be cold. So we got Stan asked, do you think Zelia Mendes-Jones will be playing Rena?
I heard that online this week. I don't know. Who did we say?
We have I have Zelia as Mogedion. Jen, you had Bane and Shiad, and Tom had Shiad, so you both were knocked out of the running for that one.
Wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
By the way, we never updated our list for the Natasha O'Keefe, so I went back and looked at my list, and I actually wound up putting her as Lanfear. So
Maybe the fourth time I said it, I convinced you. I don't know.
well, I mean, that was like a year. That episode, I think, was a long time ago. This was not as long ago. So actually, it was right in the end. Just to point that out there. I always have to stop. Yeah, I still think Zelia could be Mogedion. I remember, I think it was wherever it was, Variety or Deadline, where they had an article about Zelia being in the show. They mentioned that they were going to be a recurring character. So it sounded like they were going to be in multiple seasons.
Oh.
So I think...
Well, like, Rena's probably recurring, like, in the season.
No, Rena's just going to be... Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean,
when
like,
they say recurring, I
episode,
think they mean
that
multiple
mean more
seasons, right? I think that typically means multiple seasons, right?
It doesn't mean, like, one episode, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a good question. I got the impression.
Chat just said more than one episode.
Yeah, that's all it just means.
So she's definitely in at least two, if, you know.
Yeah, if she's playing Rena, if they're playing Rena, sorry. Yeah. I like Mogedion. I'm sticking with it.
Right.
Let's see.
I have no vibe.
I was just thinking we have, like, how many episodes left? Let's see. Oh, this isn't going to work. Let me pull up my calendar before the show starts.
What are you talking about?
How many episodes of our show do we have before the show starts? So one,
it's
2,
like
3,
8
4,
weeks or so, right?
5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to do our
breakdowns. I think maybe as soon as we get back from WatCon, maybe we'll start the breakdowns.
Yeah. Oh boy. So we're gonna need a bunch of episodes for that, right?
3 episodes.
We said we wanted to do it. Yeah.
3 episodes of breakdowns. Mayhem is asking who of the Emmonsfield 5 will be the biggest star by the end of season 3. End of season 3, not end of season 2. End of season 3.
Oh boy. End of season 3.
I think maybe Yosha.
Yeah, me too.
I want to say Maddie or Yosha, but I think Yosha.
Yosha seems to be a rising star.
Yeah.
His trajectory is just at the right angle, I think. To become
He's playing the villain in that race car video game, race car movie.
Is he a big part in that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't really.
He's got a part. He's got a decent sized part. Yeah, he does.
You all agree on that one?
I think Maddie too. I think those are probably your 2 best bets to be in other like be in films or other television shows that a lot of people are going to see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good actors in that Gran Turismo movie. That's going to probably do well. I think.
It's probably going to, I mean, if it's, this is kind of a stupid thing to say, but if it's a good movie, I'm sure it'll do well.
Yeah.
But that's not I didn't really say much there.
Maddie's the only one I pretty much one of the only people other than like Rosamund who I saw in a movie before Wheel of Time. First Dora the Explorer.
Oh, yeah. I had seen some of the other, I feel like I saw some of the other actors and stuff, but I can't remember. I can't think about that right now. We've got a question.
Saw, like, Katie Leung.
Yes, we saw Katie Leung in Harry Potter.
Potter.
Yasuka in this. I don't know who that's going to be. We got another question. Will season 2 have some early explanation about the finale of season 1 and Egwene miraculously reviving Nynaeve from quote unquote death? We've argued about this on the show already. I think when we were talking about the beginning of season 2, how it's going to begin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Tom, you're like, no, they're just going to jump right into season 2. And Jen and I, or at least I remember myself, really insistent that they have to clear up some of the confusing things that happened at the end of season 1.
I don't think they're going to talk about that.
No,
Like,
I don't. You're right. I don't think they're going
I
to
think
talk
that's
about this.
just a whatever that happened. And maybe later in the show, they'll discuss linking and you'll learn more about it at that point. But Loyal's the number one thing that I need to know how he lived. He got the death twist. That extra twist just killing me. I don't know why they did that. I have to know how he lived.
Yeah, you
And
know
don't
what?
just put him in a hospital wing and he's like, oh yeah, I'm really strong. No, shut up. He was dead. And I want to know what happened.
The doctor comes in like
There's curtains around his bed. No, leave him. He's resting.
he actually the Ogier have 4 livers, so he's fine.
He's
a
got
cow.
you just see like his feet hanging out because he's so big.
Yeah,
and
right.
there's
I was
not-
thinking the same thing. His feet are hanging off the bed.
That's like a thing in the books, though, right? He's like, oh,
Is
your
it?
beds.
Yeah.
He gets the one place with the Ogier bed, and that's when he fights. When Perrin has a fight with the White Cloaks, and they have to leave.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can't sleep in it.
Oh, great.
I agree.
Oh, boy.
We need to find out, even if it's just a throwaway line. But yeah, I feel like we need some closure with season 1.
I
But
do think that you're going to get explanation, not necessarily for like, well, you see, you get this burned when you're almost burnt out, but only this burn. But I do think you're going to get us like in the tower when they're being trained. You will go, if you do not link properly, these are the bad things that can happen to you. And one of them is like you draw too much of the power. You can do these incredible things, but like you will die and you may kill other people in the process. And there you go. Hey, never do that again. Right. Yeah. And then they learn the right way instead of the way that Amelisa does. And that's the way that they get taught how to link. And so they can't do that anymore. And I think we're going to leave it at that. And I don't think they're going to go into like the levels of like, well, her eyes were still there. So she's only mostly dead, slightly alive.
Pretend that part of it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
We're getting a correction from Zool. Tarangale is Moiraine's half brother.
Thank you.
He's her brother?
Yeah, half brother. Well, think about it. Morghese is about the same age as Moiraine. So
Yeah, I
Tarangale's
didn't think
probably
they were related that closely. I thought they were like cousins or something.
I thought her uncle for some reason. He was her uncle, but Lemon's her uncle. For sure.
So that has to come up then if she's seeing her sister. Like our
Tarangale, you think we're going to get some Tarangale background too? Like that he was Elaine's
brother was
Elaine's father
murdered,
and
like by the guy we met in season 1.
someone's going to have to like
the guy in the two
like
best
nobody-
episodes of season 1.
Nobody really
Just a gleeman. Random.
knows that.
I know.
they're just going to have to pull out an infograph in the show just to explain everything. Who slept with who?
Yeah, I don't.
How many very, very, very high-ranking nobles did Tom Maryland murder?
A lot.
Let's see. We got anything else in here? So I'm scrolling. I'm way behind. I'm scrolling stuff. So if you guys see anything, just shout it out. Sorry, I'm still scrolling. Okay, here we go. Got a question here from Headski. Do you think the show will have the Moiraine-Tom relationship? And if not, could Tom be a good disguise for Asmodean to use to get close to Rand since the viewer is unsure if Tom is still alive.
Oh wow.
I've never heard this one before, so I like it.
That there'll be a Moraine and Tom relationship.
You do?
I don't.
Okay.
And I just had a thought and it left. How would Asmodean know to be Tom?
What?
How would Asmodean know to like look like
You
Tom?
met a Gleeman
Oh,
once.
so you say like Tom is actually dead, and then Asmodean pretends to be Tom.
Even if he's not dead, but he just like looks like him to pretend to get close to Rand and like trick Rand into thinking that he's Tom because he knows that Rand trusts Tom, but like how does he know that? That's like a lot.
They have dark friends everywhere. I would say that he learned it from Pad and Fane or whatever, but the Two Rivers.
That Fade.
He wasn't there
Tom?
he wasn't there in the Two Rivers. So
No, the Fade went back and like told everybody.
if you were
Fade
gonna,
was also a talented
Or that
sketch
Fade
artist.
is dead, right? Did that Fade die, or do you think he got away?
I don't know.
Did Tom kill that Fade? Fade was a talent.
I'm thinking. I think. The show will probably make Tom have killed the Fade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
So-
to make him cooler because he isn't around as much.
If you wanted to make Asmodean Tom, I think you would have to then just say that Tom's dead. Asmodean pretends to be Tom, even though
Yeah,
Tom's dead.
I don't think we need that because he doesn't need to. Yeah, I don't know. I just
feel
don't
like-
think we need it.
Yeah, I feel like we're just trying to come up with our own cool
it's too
ideas
confusing.
and change the story for change's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about that. Really, I can't see there being a relationship between Tom and Moraine while Swan's still around. But I mean, there's not really much of a relationship between Tom and Moraine in the books while Swan's, so.
Yeah, well, I mean,
When are
Yes.
they ever gonna come into contact with each other at all?
I don't know.
That's what I don't even.
Never.
Never. And maybe in the Stone of. No, he's not even in season 2. So no.
If he's in season 3, that's going to be interesting. Like, what is he going to be doing in season 3?
He's
Since
just gonna meet
everybody
up with
else
them
is
in,
in the
like,
waste,
Sanchico.
or is he go to?
In
Yeah,
Sanchico.
yeah. I guess that's what happens. He
He's
shows
gonna be
up
like,
in
"Oh,
Sanchico.
Elaine, you're Morgase's daughter. I'll just stay with you."
I know you.
Boop.
yeah, it's
You're my
really
daughter.
odd.
Nynaeve never met him.
Like, how do you
Right.
get him?
But he could say he knew
Random Matt.
Brandon. How would that even come up? I don't know. Whatever.
I'm sure their
Javier
names
and-
would come up. Someone,
Yeah.
Nynaeve would be cursing, or Elaine would be cursing Rand or something like that. And they'd be like, Rand, are you
Or maybe
boy?
he just knows that Rand is like the Dragon Reborn because like everybody knows now that Rand like declared himself as a Dragon Reborn. Maybe it's because there was like the news that spread of the fight and everything. So maybe everybody kind of knows that. And he's a Gleeman.
Yeah.
So.
I got a good question here. I want to ask. This one's fun from Mayhem. Is one of the announced roles actually a Forsaken in disguise, aka Jessica as Mulgedian? So somebody
Jen
that's
thinks,
announced or that we have a name for.
right? Else
Yeah.
Tree Hill, right? You think is
Maybe. I don't think that the people are like Yasuka's Mogedian, but I think that everybody's a real person that exists. But I think that like a Forsaken could be pretending to be somebody.
So we'll get both
Like-
the real person and the Forsaken pretending
We
to be
could,
them?
or like I don't think like Mogedian just for whatever example, Mogedian takes the name Yasuka. I think like either Yasuka's alive and Mogedian showing herself, or whatever how Lanfear does else, just pretends to be her for like a second, or she kills the person and then pretends to be her. But it is a person that did exist. It's not just like a fake persona that the Forsaken has taken on.
Mhm.
Does this make any sense? What I'm saying?
It does.
Okay.
It makes sense, but I agree with you. Whatever
maybe
it was
in
you
this,
said.
maybe in season 2. But I do think that they're gonna have I think they're gonna have Kylie in the waist, who's just
Minogue.
But it's Kylie
Good.
Minogue. Yeah.
That would be a good casting for Kylie.
That's like spot on from the description in the book.
She wears a fat suit.
I say Keely. That's why I was like, who's Kylie?
Keely, maybe.
Kylie Jenner. I should have
Jenner.
Kylie Jenner first.
Kylie Jenner could be what's her name? Sandra.
Yeah, she could.
There you go.
Anybody that we put out for Lanfear could also play Sandra or Berylane.
I don't even remember who we put out. I don't even remember naming anybody for Lanfear, like thinking of other actors.
Oh, and we did our dream castings. I like Sophia Carson. She could be a Sandra.
Oh, wow. When did we do that?
A long time ago.
Did we do dream casting for Lanfear, though?
I remember putting that name out there, I think, unless I did it in my own head.
That's interesting.
Imagine Kim Kardashian as Berylane. Oh, my God.
It's a bit old.
That would be so good.
Be so something.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any.
How old is Berylane? Like her 20s?
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be very young.
Everybody I know is in their 40s.
Everybody you know is in their 40s.
Every actor that I know.
Do you only watch TV and movies with older people in them?
Yeah, I guess. I don't watch like young, I don't know, 30s and 40s. What do I watch? I don't watch like teen shows.
You don't have to watch a teen show. There's, 20-something-year-old people in regular TV shows and movies and stuff.
Yeah. Sophia Carson from The Descendants.
I don't know if I watch anything that has 20-something-year-old people in it.
Like kids shows. That's the only thing I watch that has young people in it. Babysitter's Club. We can get some people out of there.
There you go. Let's get some Babysitter's Club people. Like the new Babysitter's Club?
Yeah. The girl from the first season was in Doctor Strange. She left the Babysitter's Club to be in Doctor Strange. America, was that her name?
Oh, the girl who plays America Chavez?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know there was a new Babysitter's Club.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But
that girl's like 15 when she made Doctor Strange.
Well, Babysitter's Club is supposed to be like 12 or 13.
Right. My point, like, that's like too young. That's my point. I know kids. I know people like
40-year-olds. Some 30s.
You'd be surprised. There's probably people you don't realize that are in their 20s So I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but
I don't know.
But I can't think of anybody's name off the top of my head right now. I can barely remember your names. So, should we wrap it up here?
Sure. We just got another.
Wait, we
question.
have one more question for Tom specifically.
This is from Rauer. What characters are most likely utilize hobo signs?
Oh well, Tom.
I was
clearly, yeah. I would say that Noel probably even more so. And then probably some of the Aiel, like the water seekers and things like that. I could see them utilizing some hobo signage to find like where there's potable water. Tinkers, that's a good. Although I feel like Tinkers.
There are Tinker signs.
I don't know. Like, the other thing about Tinkers is that like they don't ever plan on going back to where they were to like note like this, but they may have it for other Tinkers that are traveling past.
Dude, yeah, don't they have to
like
go
like a loop? They don't make a loop eventually. Like they're not going anywhere.
They're looking for the song, wherever the song is.
They're looking to not stay still.
Stop going, so they must eventually come back to like.
Yeah, it's a large
doing like a crazy.
It's a large world.
They're just
do they have to resupply though? Do they go into towns and villages for supplies though? Sometimes I'm sure they do. So they could be hobo signs there saying like, "Oh, this store, is friendly to tinkers, or we'll sell, we'll sell food to tinkers." Yeah, they can't
grow their own food because they don't stay in one spot.
Yeah, well, they forage.
They're growing it on like the sides of the
wagons.
There's probably lots of berries and nuts and things like that.
Sounds great. Mushrooms.
There you go. Meats.
No meat.
Rabbits.
No, they don't eat that, right? Don't they not kill anything? They find a dead rabbit, can they eat that?
Maybe the dogs kill the
veggies,
rabbits.
The vegetarians, right?
The dogs kill the rabbits for them.
No, I don't think that they can do that. They don't.
Yeah, they're vegetarians.
Alive.
That makes things even more difficult. So yeah, they're just foragers. They have to go to towns and villages then for food.
Yeah, they have to get like vegetables. But I think they say that people don't really like them very much. So
that's why they need the hobo signs, so they know where to go. That's safe.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
No, there you have there you have it. We could
Good
talk for
question.
hours
You
on
heard
this.
it here first.
Tinkers will have homicides. All right, let's wrap it up here. Jen, do we have any new patrons to thank?
We do. Joining the Dreamwalkers, we have Space Cat Debt. Space
Love it.
Cat Debt.
Thank you,
thank you very
Space.
much for joining us, and to all our oldie patrons.
Stop it. You got to come up with something better than that.
Wise,
It's a term of endearment.
learned patrons.
Our term of
Wise.
endearment. We love you.
Elder
and,
patrons? How about elder
Thank you.
patrons?
Yeah, elder statesman patrons.
Senior patrons, maybe?
Yes. Okay, there you go. Thank
Okay.
you for your
We've settled on it.
unwavering support.
Maybe we should put a poll out and see what they want us to call them.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Join us over in Discord to continue the conversation there. We also post our episodes on YouTube, so go check out our YouTube page to like and subscribe. Rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. That reminds me, Jen, we learned today or yesterday that apparently people can leave us comments or feedback on Audible. So we have to find a way to get into Audible and find out what kind of comments people are leaving about us. So that's
yeah, we'll just have to download it, I guess.
that's
right?
homework.
I have Audible.
You have to pay you do?
Yeah.
So you have to look up our podcast and see if you can get any
I'm
of
looking it up right now.
Oh my god, he's doing it right now.
But go rate and review us wherever you can and let us know, because we don't know where you're rating and reviewing us. We just check Apple Podcasts, so that seems to be like the place to be for podcast reviews. And also, I want to remind everyone, check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that one. We got some real sweet merch. You can get shirts, mugs, cups, glasses, all kinds of stuff there. Check that out. Links to all the aforementioned information are included in the show notes to this episode. Any last thoughts or words or sounds, Jen?
Happy 4th of July to all our American listeners out there.
Happy birthday, America.
Yes. Sorry to all our British listeners.
Happy Canada
I'm
Day,
not
too.
sorry to the Brits.
Tomorrow's Canada Day.
Oh, happy Canada Day.
Yeah,
There you go. Why is it around the same time? Is it like
just coincidence.
this happened like that?
It's just coincidence.
All right.
Canada beat us to it.
God damn it, Canada.
Tom, any last words?
No.
Thanks everyone for listening, and you'll hear us next time.